Hello survivors and welcome back to the Cherno Journo channel. Today I'm interviewing Gilatar from the Chernarus Vigilantes, who has a very interesting tale to tell about his first two murders and how they affected his playstyle from then onwards. So I'll leave it to Gilatar to tell his story. Alrighty, well, if security is happy, we'll get started, yeah?
Yep.
Alright. Okay, Gilatar, well thank you very much for tuning with the Cherno Journo. We're out here at the Solnichniy Quarry, overlooking the lovely town. And I hear you've got a tale of murder and betrayal to tell. Why don't you tell me that story?
Yeah. So, the story of my first pair of murders took place in the town of Electrosavod on the southern coast of Chernarus. This happened way back, more or less a year ago, when I was with my friend DayZMod, who I still play with today. We were just about to finish scavenging the town for loot. We had gone through all the regular places, you know, the pub, the fire station, store, and even the hospital. The only spot left to loot was the northern fire station, so that's where we were headed. Now, we were new to this whole apocalypse scenario, and we didn't know shit about survival. But by all means, that doesn't mean that we were stupid. We just decided to go for a stealthy approach and scout out the station from the small hill first. After a few minutes, we felt like just legging it in there to see if we could find anything. Keep in mind, we were only armed with very basic gear, a Makarov and a few bandages each. Just as we passed through the red metal doors, I heard the very distinct sound of flies. I could tell it came from above us, but I wasn't quite sure where exactly. We were paranoid and we kind of wanted to get out there as quick as possible, but I decided to go up the stairs to see if I could locate the body. When I hit the second highest or highest floor of the tower, I did indeed find the body of a bandit. Now, this was one of the first bodies I actually looted that had some decent gear on it, so it was a major experience to me. This discovery couldn't have made me any happier though, and it was the first time I'd ever held an assault rifle in DayZ. As I went downstairs again, I was forced to shoot a zombie coming up towards me. Naturally, this attracted the attention of other zombies as well, and suddenly there were hordes of them coming right at us. Just out of nowhere it seemed. My friend, who still only had his Makarov, struggled to fend them off, so we were forced to take them down together. Luckily we were able to kill them off rather quickly, but my friend got hit by one of the last zombies and started bleeding. Then while I'm just casually sitting crouched on the ground floor, I take a glance towards the staircase. I see a man, a survivor, dressed in black, who is just standing there, staring into the wall. Just a moment earlier, there had been no one there. My eyes were just fixed on him. Stupidly, in sheer panic, I believe, I asked my friend, who I know is standing right next to me, still bandaging, "Is that you?" I even managed to repeat it a couple of times. The adrenaline is really getting to me at this point. My friend is just as confused and mumbles, "No." I had just set my fire mode to full, and immediately after his answer, I hold the trigger button down and just empty half an AK magazine into this person. For a moment I felt some sort of grim pride. In a way, I guess one could say that I enjoyed the thrill of the kill. My friend is in shock and can't believe what I just did. I glance over at him, but he starts shouting and I turn around once again. Another stranger is standing there below the staircase, behind the man I just killed. Although I hesitate this time, my fingers are still on the trigger. Behind me, my friend is now yelling, telling me to make the kill. Just as I aim down my sight, the survivor moves his head. But it's not like a normal movement, but more of an odd twitch. He's now staring directly at me. We're just standing there and staring at each other. It almost felt like we were making some sort of eerie, silent conversation just by looking at each other. Just as I look into his eyes, I pull the trigger for the second time that day. And a few moments later, when we were fleeing Electro, I just couldn't believe what I had done. The regret really hit me hard. It occurred to me that this was probably one of the most unfair things I'd do while playing this game. It made me realize that these two survivors could have been anyone. Honestly, they kind of reminded me about myself and Racer Mage. It could have been us that had gotten killed. Still, there was something so addicting about that adrenaline rush. I mean, I was literally shaking as I fired my gun. It definitely affected my playstyle in many ways and probably made me the player I am today. I hate having unfair advantages in fights, I really do. I can't even call this a fight, it was more a case of manslaughter, really. If there's anything to take home from this experience, I think it would boil down to that this game is brutal, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be. Just because you're able to get a good share of gear by killing doesn't mean that you have to. Some of the best friends I have online I have met through DayZ, because I didn't shoot on sight. That's what's really amazing to me about this game. How we're able to interact with players and get into these incredible situations that you'll never experience in any other game. And I'm afraid that I might have taken that away from these two innocent survivors. There was nothing glorious about my first two murders at all.
Wow, Gilatar, that was an intense story, and I find it quite interesting because the way you talk about it is almost of two different minds. On one end you talk about the sort of banditry, the thrill of, you know, killing these two players, or as you called it, like a murder, but then you also talk about the guilt that you felt afterwards after doing the deed. So I guess, has it affected the way you interact with other players?
I guess it depends. I still enjoy interacting with players, but it's something I see less of every day of playing. I played a lot with my bodyguard, Cavi, and for a long period of time we have tried to be, you know, good guys and try to help people, and you know, if there's anything people need, we have tried to get it to them and you know, just help out on a basic level. But most of the time that's incredibly difficult. I mean, if you want a real challenge in this game, you should try to be a hero and help people, because that's near impossible. And yeah, I definitely try to interact as much as I can with players, and when I play in squad together with my friend Racer Mage and Quarry, we I think we sort of try to look for good fights every now and then, because it's really enjoyable in a way, just as helping people is. So I'm sort of split into two halves there. One where I'm a bandit and one where I'm a hero.
And thank you very much, Gilatar, for the interview. And what I really liked about this one was not only to talk about DayZ being quite brutal, which anyone who's played it knows it is, but also the differences in the playstyle and the fact that there's a lot of grey, but you don't have to always be a bandit or a hero. And for me personally, the interactions I have with players are always the most interesting, the ones that are in the grey area, the ones where you don't know, are they going to kill me or not? And I think that, we don't have to constantly give people these monikers of bandit or survivor, but they are just people playing the game the way that they want to play. And in this case, I want to kill myself because I don't want to walk away back to Electro. So this is the Cherno Journo. Out.
Oh no.